Evening all, and welcome to episode 30 of Kerbalism. Now, last time out we left this rover in the bottom of a big hole. As you can see, it's no longer down there. I managed to actually get it out of the hole. It took a long time, a very long time. You see, I'm on day 3 of this voyage, and I was on about 5 hours when I was in that pit. So 6-hour Kerbal day, that's about 8 hours. Some of it was fast forwarded at 4 times speed, but yeah, I took a long time getting out of that hole. I burned off all the rest of the fuel. I did have a few very close calls with the thing leaving the ground and coming down pretty hard, but yeah, we're okay for the moment. I am here. I am at our other rover. I've managed to drive all the way along from our anomaly, all the way along. Well, it wasn't a straight line, it was sort of all over the place, to be honest with you. I think I've came in between those two there. Remember that, and I can't remember where else, but yeah, there were times where it literally was crawling around at 0.1 meters a second, and I just put something heavy on my W key, accelerated 4 times, and went to watch YouTube because, yeah, it was slow, it was long, but we're here. And the reason I'm here, is because this thing that's on its side has fuel on board, and we're out of that stuff. We've used up all our fuel, and I would like some more. So I'm kind of hoping there is the remnants of what was left of the previous buggy. The field is littered with the bodies of your dead brothers. That's full of fuel as well, if memory serves. Absolutely packed full of the stuff, but I can't do a great deal about it here. Oh dear, I fell over again. That has happened a lot. There we are. If I have the reaction wheels on pilot mode when I'm driving, it just tries to do forward cartwheels essentially. It's a bit mad, but no, we are here. I've got another rover somewhere, and I can't remember where it is. And the SS one. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is attempt to dock with that. I'm thinking I should be able to maybe jump the craft somehow, I think, perhaps. Turn this one onto normal, and we're very close to it. It's trying, but it can't quite do it. It can't quite get high enough, which is a little... Yes! Excellent! Right. All the data is stored here. We are back in business. Obviously, with this being attached here, it's getting power now. We can charge these batteries up. There we are. And more importantly, we can transfer the fuel out of this and into this here. So transfer some of the fuel around. I'm going to fill up the other two as well. Try and drain this down as much as I can. I think I can decouple it, so we can leave this here as a fuel store. And I should be able to rotate this round to get this on its wheels as well, and then disconnect and reconnect to it, so it's not so drunk. And there, fill up all the external tanks. And there we are. Wow, does fuel flow take a long time. Right. So I'm going to disconnect this here, decouple, and then I'm going to rotate this around, undock that, pull back down, turn the brakes and the landing gear on that, and then oh yes, turn off the reaction wheels again. There we are. Right, stop. These little rover wheels aren't very powerful. I'll be happy when we unlock the other ones. There we are. Right forward and toggle the landing gear. Up we go. And we are connected. We have. This is officially start of the base. It's two pieces connected together. We've got a fuel tank over there full of fuel still. Let's go and have a quick look at that, shall we? Oh, what's that? That's got a fuel tank with something in it as well. Yeah, the place is littered. Yes, this is the one. Yes, that's completely full of fuel. So, right. So, I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to turn around because I realise this is the front of that craft and this is the front of that craft. So they are nose to nose. We don't want that. We want them to be connected properly in train formation. I'm so glad these things are quite robust. Oh! Wow, the actual wheels are not strong enough to break the power of that magnet. I can't pull away. Okay, so I guess we'll just lower the legs and link up. Okay, so that's interesting to know. I'm not sure how long the magnets disable when you pull away first time, but yeah. How interesting. We've got no more science to get. But we are here. We have landed on the moon. Something is going very wrong because I can't seem to drive forward. Control from here. Forward. Right. So, disable steering on those center wheels. Troubleshooting the first issue here. I might know why. Let's turn the brakes off, on and off again, and there we go. It was the same issue we had back at the KSC, where if you detach a vehicle that has the brakes on, it remains on even though the setting isn't set to on. But yeah, right. So we have our little rover buggy. Now, where do I actually want to put this base? Here is okay. Up there would be better. On top of that ridge would definitely be better. Got some other debris over there. I'm not sure if we've got any other rovers around here, have we? No, I don't remember what happened. Oh, the other rover is over by Derek, wasn't it? It's there. Our other rover. I'm not going to go and get that. That's a long way away. We're not going to go and do that. I think we shall start the base up on this ridge. right here. I think that seems like a good idea. Where I am right now isn't a bad idea. I mean, we're getting... Don't do that. Stop. Bad. If I deploy the solar panel here, we are getting solar, I think, to open up. Yeah, if we deploy the solar panels here, we're getting the sun. As the moon rotates, obviously, the sun will go behind that ridge there, and that's why I'm thinking up there is probably a good idea. So I'm going to drive up that ridge, and I'll see you when I get there. And here we are on top of the ridge. The actual area here is pretty flat. It's slightly inclined, facing 90 degrees, facing east, but overall it's a very flat area, so I like that. I think this shall be the start. The next thing to send up would be a command module and a habitat, and also possibly another one of these storage bays with food and things inside it. The oxygen here I really want to save for that fuel cell, but obviously it can be used for whatever. Yeah, realise that's two different stations. We've got modular station 2 times 2 and a modular station times 4. I wonder why I didn't use the 4 one in there. Oh well, doesn't matter. So let's go and send the rest of the base, or well, some actual Kerbalized bits of the base. Back here at the KSC, nighttime, everything is quiet, and I've noticed we've got a little 1 in the corner here. I haven't harvested the food, so that is for discovering a strange monolith on the moon. Excellent. We've got 16,000 credits for discovering that. Awesome. Awesome. Happy with that. Right. So, yes, a spacecraft to go. 134 science. Do well. A spacecraft to go to the moon again and take some Kerbals with it. And so, during my time laying out the base in the spaceplane hangar to figure out exactly where I wanted things to go, it dawned on me that should I send all these Kerbals up to the moon for this base, they have no way to get home if it all goes terribly, terribly wrong. And although so far we've had a pretty good track record, I didn't want to tempt fate. So that's where this comes in. This is the MRV, the Moon Recovery Vehicle, and just like in The Martian, it's designed to go, sit down on the moon, and if things go terribly wrong, the Kerbals can jump in it and fly back to Kerbin nice and safely. It's not remote controlled, it's controlled by Jebediah Kerman. He is going to be our first astronaut to go there to be part of the moon base, but this, as I said, is just designed to sit on the moon, somewhere near where the base is, and be there just in case. So here we are on our way to the moon. Have an encounter up here, but it would appear I've got things somewhat wrong. I had planned this end stage here to have enough delta V to get off the surface of the moon and back to Kerbin. What I didn't plan into it was the actual getting to the moon and the landing part. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure this can do the job. I hope it can, but well, I don't know. I'm going to go out there anyway and find out, and if it's a bit wrong on the way to it, I think I'll just abort the mission and bring it back, because, well, I don't want to kill Jebediah. And here we are, just crossing into the moon's sphere of influence. Now, on the trip out here, from Kerbin to there, my time warp was stopped 5 times because apparently the batteries on station keep failing. Not actual failing, just they keep running out of power, and then by the time the time warp comes out of the fast speed, they're back in. So what I think I'm going to do is get the food off of the station once we do that to complete the contract, and then I'm going to scrap it. I'm going to destroy it and probably put another one up there, but this time with better batteries. Maybe? Well, with actual batteries, because I don't remember if that has any batteries on it or not, but it's annoying. That little... Every time it goes round in the dark side, it appears to run out of power, even though when you're actually on it, it doesn't. So, don't know whether I'm experiencing a bug there or whatever, but something is definitely wrong. However, we have to not do that. We have to add a maneuver in order to get this spacecraft okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, what is going on here? Right. That was strange. We've got to get this 1 into orbit, 2 at roughly the right place. Means bring it down like this. We could also go up and over. That wouldn't really make much difference, I don't think. We of course have to make sure we actually go around the moon and not straight into it. That would be painful. So yes, there we are. That's 395 meters a second, and then to actually bring us down roughly where we want to be, would be... I don't have a clue, because I don't know how to actually read the second maneuver node. Another 212. Well, we can do that. And the MRV would get to the surface of the moon. But then... she definitely wouldn't be able to get back. That isn't necessarily a problem though, because I have put on the bottom here some winches with some attachments to them, so that this could be attached to other things to refuel it, or mainly it has plenty of food on it. It's got hydrogen and oxygen because it's got some batteries, and it's got plenty of food on here. So I had the idea of this could connect to something to supply the base in its early stages to try and give it a bit of boost of food. But there's no reason I couldn't use them to refuel this as well. There is some fuel down there. I think that's kind of a plan. He's got 350 days of food, 9 days of water. But these produce water. The fuel cells themselves actually do produce water, so that number might not quite be right. So yeah. Have to keep an eye on the water, check whether it goes up or down. But yeah, let's give that a go, shall we? Do we want to go up and over, or do we want to go down and straight to the moon? I think up and over is probably safer. So let's do that. 25-second burn. Warp over to it. Now I am going to try and cut out a lot of these manoeuvre node editing and burns and things I do, because you've seen me get to the moon or get into orbit like 100 times so far, and it's not as exciting. So I think I'll probably cut out most of these, and I'll see you when we're on our way down to the moon. So I've done that last burn, and we're coming down sort of in the right area, but the suicide burn here says 400 meters a second, and I've got 264. Which means I don't have enough fuel to land. Even if I was to do it the most efficient way possible, I simply don't have enough. So I am going to, in fact, abort this maneuver and put Jebediah, hopefully, back in orbit. There we are. There we are. That'll do. That'll do for Jeb. That does mean he will need rescuing. That's very unfortunate. Very annoying. Yeah. So, right. The other thing I've noticed is that the water is in fact dropping, which is a problem. That means that he does in fact only have 7 days worth of water left. Now I'm not sure if it's because these are generating electricity. There's one way to find out with that. Let's point ourselves towards the sun, shall we? Oh, it'll be damned if I know which way is up. There we are. Right, point us towards the sun, so these solar panels are not getting any sunlight at all. Yes, there we go. Right. Now, water. Accelerate time a little bit and just keep an eye on them and see what happens. It is going up. It is in fact going up. Yes. Yes. So these only produce water when they're needed to recharge batteries. So ideally, what I could do with is draining the batteries down. But I don't know how to do that. I could spin the craft, I suppose. That would be using electricity. Old Jebediah's going to get a little bit confused and throwing up in here, but yep, that's making the water go up. Okay, so we have a way of generating water, and wow, is that getting confused? Yeah, that's getting very confused. It says water is 30%, but doesn't quite know what's going on. I'm guessing that, like this, we are generating water on top. So that's why the system says we are at 30% water and just stuck there. So we've got 348 days. I've got plenty of time to save him. That's okay. That's all right. That's not a problem. It's just a little annoying that I didn't manage to actually get it down on the ground. I completely under-engineered it, which, considering some of my previous craft, is quite impressive, actually. And while Jeb spins round around the moon, waiting for a rescue, I've come back here to try and figure out the layout for the moon base that I want to put down. These are all the components that are really required. We've got obviously ore containers and storage bays and things like that, smeltery workshop to build rocket parts, so we can build rockets on the moon to send wherever we want to send them. This does need some other things added to it. It needs a fuel tank, or 2 or more. It also needs the habitat figured out because that's not attached to the end properly. But what I'm getting at with this is it's all very long and thin. I've tried my best just here to try and get the radial attachment points, but it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. That seems wrong to have rocket parts in the center and connect it. There is a part that I can unlock with a bit more science to have actual proper couplings that connect to everything. So I want to unlock that, which would mean getting more science. And seeing as we need to send some things to the moon anyway, I want to send a science bay, this planetary laboratory, to the moon so that we can get some surface samples, process them, and transmit the information back. That would be the idea. But at the same time, we need to rescue Jebediah. So we need to send some fuel tanks up as well. It's all very interesting at once. This whole half section here, which contains the ore, rocket parts, metal storage, basically you'd mine ore would get smelted into metal, metal would get constructed into rocket parts, and rocket parts are then used to build spaceships, which we can build from there. But I don't have a drill, don't have one unlocked, so I can't get ore, which would mean I'd have to send that up full to start with before we could do anything. That's not a bad plan though, because by sending one ore or two ore storage up there full means we can start the process going of building things on the moon. And if I was to build a small sort of rocket on the moon just to go around the moon to pick up science and come back again, it can all be processed and transmitted back, giving us the science, giving us the boost, giving us what we need. So I think that's what I want to do. The science lab needs to go up, some form of fuel for Jebediah, and then this whole part here. I mean, I could just send up one of these full of rocket parts and a launch pad, or well, any Clambatron, and any one of those we can use to build things. So the minimalist version I could do would be some rocket parts, a Clambatron Junior or Clambatron, and then build something to do out there. But I'm not entirely sure how that works. And here we are, about an hour later, after an awful lot of reading online and me getting absolutely confused. We are here with the system needed to actually build ships. You need rocket parts, obviously, to build rockets, but you also need a workshop. You must have a workshop in your system somewhere. And most importantly, the workshop must have a productivity number that is positive. This is the bit that hooked me up completely on this. If I take out Milma, she's our brand new Kerbal. She's just been recruited to the space program, so welcome to the show, Milma. I hope you enjoy yourself. But if we take her out for the moment and just leave Bill Kerman, the legendary Bill Kerman, the most fantastical engineer apparently in all of Kerbal Space Program, we will discover that our productivity is actually a negative number. And this is because productivity is based on the stupidness of your Kerbal. They have stats. They have courage, and I'm not sure what the other one is, I can't remember now, but they've got two stats, and one of them gives you a stupidity level. I think courage and stupidity, I think. But if that stupidity level is above half, then they will give you a negative impact on the workshop. So Bill Kerman, the badass legendary Bill Kerman, is actually a really bad engineer. And Milma Kerman, who is brand spanking new to the program, is a better engineer than him. Which is really weird. Even if I was to rank Bill all the way up to rank 5, to give him all the experience, to send him out to every planet and bring him back in, he would never be as good an engineer as Milma would be if she just stays here with her feet up for the entire time. So what we have to do is we have to put Milma inside here. On you get, in you go. There we are. That gives us a productivity of 2.549. Now, if I was to put Bill down here as well, it would probably give us negative numbers, so we'll leave him up there for the moment. Now we have a positive number, we can actually build things. We can click on the Clambatron, click the Show UI button, and it shows you all the pads that are available. You can rename them here, so let's call that Launchpad 1. And there we go, so then we'd know which one's which. So we pick Launchpad 1. We pick the craft we want. You can either pick ones from the vehicle assembly building, from the space plane hangar, or from your sub-assemblies. I'm going to pick the little landing wheel and leg because it's tiny. It only needs 52 rocket parts. If you actually choose something that requires anything really, like this science plane, you will need electric charge, more propellant, food, water, atmosphere, all these things. But you can change the sliders, so You could turn them down, up, however you want. You know, change things around. So you can build them even if you haven't got the things, and then maybe fuel them up later, or put some solar panels on to build them, whichever. But let's go back to the landing leg. Once you have the craft in there that you want to build, you simply click the build button. Voila! And it gives you a timer. Now, when I tested this, I did it with that science plane that I just had in there, and it said 1 day. So Milma's not the best engineer, but then I think you can have 3 people in here, so might have to have a look at some engineers. But when this 15 minutes is up, we will have a craft built here. So let's accelerate time and have a quick look. And the other wonderful thing about this as well is you see time warp slowing down on its own there. Kerbal alarm clock actually links in with this, so it knows that it's all ready, and we can delete that now, so it will stop the alarm when a craft is built. That's very useful. Now, you can either tear down the build, which will cancel it and turn it all back into rocket parts, or you can click finalize, and if you do that, you get your little landing leg or whatever craft you built appear just there. Now, it is currently attached to the craft. It's smack bang on it. I did believe that it was supposed to launch it sort of 10 meters away, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, it's there. There's my little landing leg with wheel attached that I use for everything that's my little rovers and things. So yes, and you click release, it becomes its own little entity, wiggles around, does things up there, and obviously I can't do anything with it because it's just a leg. But it's there, we have it. Interestingly, when you click release, it automatically switches to that vessel. So if it was a rocket and you didn't want it falling back down on top of your craft, because obviously this is not the launch pad, you can quickly fire the engine and get it to go. So yes, it's all good. But there it is. There it is, all fixed, all working, with our new engineer, Milma Kerman. And just to show you what I mean, this is the astronaut complex, and as you can see, Milma Kerman has a stupidity of pretty much nothing. She is very smart, and her courage is just under halfway, so that's okay. Bill Kerman, however, his courage is about halfway, but his stupidity is really high, which makes him bad for extraplanetary launch pads, or the version I have installed called Simple Construction. It uses the same basic information as extraplanetary launch pads, but is done using stock parts, not with some big construction thing, so it's just a cut down version of it. Now, there is something I can do to fix that. I can actually edit the files and make Bill Kerman less stupid, but I'm not sure if I should or not. Please let me know if you think I should. Bill Kerman is badass. He's one of the original 4. He's, Jeb, Bill, Bob, and Valentina. They are the ultimate Kerbals. So I feel they should be good at pretty much everything. So let me know whether you think I should edit the files and actually make Bill Kerman less stupid, make him brave. So I'm not too sure about that at the moment, but it just seems weird that there isn't a flag in there that says if they are badass, which means they have the orange suit rather than the grey one, they should get bonus stats, which is a little weird, sort of me nitpicking a bit there, but whatever. We are here, we are set up, so we have Milma. Milma, obviously, will have to go to the moon if we want to build any rockets out there. So, yes. That's our next stage. The next stage will be to send Milma up and to rescue Jeb. And this is it. This is the craft that shall get to the moon, that shall rescue Jebediah Kerman by refueling him, and shall land more places for our moon base onto the moon, ready for our further expansion. However, it shall do all that in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I do hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.